life happen, you know? And so now she's back, ready to tell us all about art therapy and humor and stuff like that. And so, Oksana Pysareva, I kind of got
Pysareva.
it. Sorry about that. I swear it's uh, just an honor to have you back on because you're doing so great. Some you're doing so many great things over there that it's just awesome to hear about it over here, where you don't hear about those kind of things on the news and stuff like that. But you're doing the really important work, helping people throughout life. So how have you been?
Oh, I've been good. So maybe it sounds kind of a bit crazy, but I think that life is life, and it always goes on, and it depends on your focus. It depends on things you really care about, you pay attention to. Of course, there was a lot to get through, really, in all kinds of. I think you know what I mean. Yes, all these changes, all these troubles around the world, and everything that is going on, and instability that becoming is even higher and higher, and more complicated things. But anyway, uh, we continue things we do. We always inspired with our projects. We always inspired with kids and families. And I think that when you work for kids, for families, you work for future. Your prospects always there in future, and it really helps because now every day I understand that I should concentrate on things that are going now to make that future really happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do really get to help build the future by working with children and young people. And so it's super awesome that you're still doing this kind of work. And I know in our last conversation we kind of talked about humor and stuff like that. And you even sent me a really funny meme about a cat driving away looking for a new therapist because they got banned from their last one.
Yeah, exactly. But I've got plenty of them.
So humor plays a huge part in day-to-day stuff for everyone, and it sounds like it does a huge help to you personally and for those that you work with, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that this, sewing scene, when you sew troubles, when you sew all dramatic situations that happen in your life with all happy things, funny scenes, kind scenes, you can continue your life and really be in some peace inside yourself and with all people around. I think it's very important.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's very important too. And I love that humor is it's a medicine of sorts, right? Because it's like there's something about laughing that just makes you feel good.
Yeah, yeah. So, laughing is a place for resource. I think
Hmm.
that laughing gives us resource. Even to cry.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you want to cry, but you can't.
Yeah.
Or otherwise, after you have cried, after you got through some very complicated events in your life and situations, and you
Mm-hmm.
think, oh, it's such a tragedy, it's such a trauma, I will never laugh again, and then you laugh, and like, oh, life continues. So it's like, this indicator.
Yeah, a little indicator of just kind of where you're at in life, right? Um,
Yeah.
and whenever you find yourself kind of getting bogged down, laughter brings you back up to get that breath, that resource, kind of like you were saying, and it's great. But whenever someone can't find themselves able to laugh, even though they want to, how do you get them to laugh?
Oh, Yeah, it's very. I, I don't think that I can make it clear in a couple of sentences. I think that it's some process that uh, we can talk about, and I think that it was the reason to choose this conversation, to start talking about it, about laughing, art therapy as a resource, as this uh, instrument uh, to no, to indicate whether you're ready to continue your life, even not always even laughing, some smile. Yes, and the smile gives gives a signal to your brain. Be happy. Gives signal. We should make work out some endorphins. Yeah. It's really huge and complicated process. So,
Okay.
but first, I think that we can start with some from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Why, to sort out why we're here talking about laughing and smiling. So,
Okay.
when we started our work in Voices of Children Foundation, uh, I told you on our previous meeting, we were talking about this thing, this project, Camp Plus. And when we gathered together, mothers and kids whose dads and husbands suffered at war, and they were killed, or they uh, were captured or something, or just they lost some parts of their body, so were injured, something like this. So these families got into huge tragedy, into huge drama,
Yeah.
and they spent all their energy and resource uh, for support of husband, for searching, for getting through this losing trauma of losing, and this project was aimed to to give these women and kids space just to recover, to change the picture around, to go to leave the place full of this grief and breathe another air. And it was our first aim. But then, when we were working out with the program and we were changing it, just there, we realized that our aim is to help them breathe with full length, and smiling and laughing were very important in this process. So it just was like it came there. First, they didn't laugh, they didn't smile. None of them, no kids. They were very serious, just anxious. They couldn't allow themselves because of this grieving scene. Like,
Yeah.
I can't, so I should be in grief. People are looking at me. They had this, interaction inside. And we started some activities, art activities. Uh, some drawing, making strange scenes from everything that they could find in the forest, and with the kids together. And this, this workshops, like some creative workshops. Kids did some strange, crazy things, and of course it made, and they wanted to take photo with this, and moms started smiling and started communicating between each other. We saw some first ties between them, and it was like first step. Then we offered some photo session, and outdoors, with mobile phones, nothing special, but they had to, the kids and moms, they had to show different uh, uh, mm, different face, like
Expressions.
crying, special for crying,
Uh-huh.
angry, smiling, and so on and so forth. And it helped their body to relax, and
Mm-hmm.
they started smiling more. Then, of course, we offered to look through these photos. And they were, of course, laughing because some of them were really cute and crazy and fun. And we realized that it was also part of process. Of course, there were groups with deep work, full of crying, full of understanding, of accepting, um, of course, but you know, what was important is not to just dive into these dark waters.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to add some light, warm, to make these waters more comfortable and
Mm-hmm.
maybe not more safe, because
Mm.
you know, deeping into your lose trauma of losing
Mm-hmm.
needs huge resource, needs
Mm.
understanding that somewhere there is a light.
Mm-hmm.
that's that was first. But Camp Plus wasn't the one, just project. Yeah, we
Uh-huh.
realized that for families, for moms, for kids, it's okay, good, but we can't take everyone like somewhere to the mountains for 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and gives us possibility to get through this program.
Mm-hmm.
And also we realized that there is group of kids that needs more attention, uh, some complex approach, adolescents,
Mm-hmm.
and for this group, uh, we created in our organization some projects that are going through year. You
Mm.
can join them online or offline. So we understood that the most vulnerable part
Mm-hmm.
was were teenagers, because they were
Mm.
the last to laugh and smile.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, first of all, it's age. You know, teenagers, they try to keep the distance. But anyway, they were the last.
Mm.
And today I'm going to talk a bit about these things that
Okay.
we started. So we realized that they can open their heart and their mind when they do something they really like.
Mm.
Yeah, and something that is close to their talent.
Okay.
That's why we created some courses.
Mm.
It's course uh, poetry with elements of art therapy.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so what it means? It means that
Mm-hmm.
there is specialist uh,
Mm.
that is no, like artist, poet,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in cooperation with psychologist.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah, so poet helps kids to create their texts
Mm-hmm.
first, to develop their talent.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, when you create something, you show your feelings, you talk with
Yeah.
your feelings, you make your sound, your inside voice sound louder.
Mm-hmm.
And psychologist um, helps, mm, like, formulate these feelings, make
Mm.
them clear for the kid.
Mm-hmm.
It helped open them, and it helped to uh, like kill two rabbits in one shot.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Killing two rabbits with one shot. I haven't heard that one before. Uh, but it makes a lot of sense. Um,
Yeah, and it was, and of course they have place, time, where they come
Mhm.
and do this, no, like live this creative life, can
Mhm.
be mm supported
Mhm.
by professionalists in the field, uh, who can really teach, give some instruments, and also have psychologists who can help, to um, maybe mm, it's kind of some stomach metabolistic process,
Hmm.
to
Mhm.
metabolize your feelings all
Mm,
together, make them clear, give
mhm.
them names, and put them into your poetry.
Ah. And then uh that
And
oh, sorry, go
uh-huh,
ahead.
and they become friends. And of course, they try themselves in different genres,
Uh-huh.
different topics. So, of course, they create a lot of jokes while making this poetry. They
Uh-huh.
laugh a lot, and we got to our aim.
That's so cool. Um and I mean, teenagers being the last to laugh really would make sense, you know? The more I think about it. But that's really cool that y'all are doing poetry and getting artists like that to help with the psychologist at the same time. But I mean, it's just so cool that y'all are doing this for everyone. That y'all can, of course. But continue.
Aha, another project. Another Yes. So those who are not very good in rhyming,
Mhm.
they can go into storytelling
Mm.
and make some short stories. Yes, and also there are some elements of art therapy, and it's also cooperation of psychologist and storyteller, professional storyteller.
Mm.
Uh, yes, so uh, sometimes other professionals in this field can join, and um, kids, no, like teenagers,
Mhm.
mainly teenagers, they have possibility to meet some professional writers, storytellers, ask about their experience, get some extra instruments,
Mhm.
and all this scene is supported by psychologists. So, for example, when some of teenagers um, gets into complicated feelings, starting
Mhm.
talking, because sometimes they really inspired with the meeting. They
Mhm.
feel this safety because they feel like, oh, okay, great, I'm here between among people that live about the same stuff. I
Mhm.
can trust them, and in this case, they can open.
Mhm.
And for such situation, we have psychologists who can deal with these feelings, with this openness, in very safe and delicate way,
Mhm.
not to frustrate the kid, but to support and help, you know, uh, help open your heart safely
Mhm.
and get new experience when you um, talk about you being lonely, being scared, being lost, being abandoned
Mhm.
in other environment that is warm, supportive, um, understanding, and of course it really helps. And you know, uh, uh, they also trust each other. They also smile a lot. They laugh a lot. They have no. Sometimes when you get into this environment, you understand that
Mhm.
you really kind of stranger, because they have their some inside humor jokes that understand on some memes, and you understand, okay, great, they like built together this environment.
Mm.
like this, art plus play psychology
Mm-hmm.
gives synergy.
Ah. Yeah.
Synergy. So, and what is important about this storytelling project? So all these stories were documented and mm, uh, worked out into
Mm-hmm.
scenario, like film,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, as a result, we got some short movies.
Oh. Huh.
Yes, short movies on each story. So
Huh.
all these kids got possibility not only write their story, but film it,
Ooh.
and they played in as actors in this story
That's
to
way too
each.
cool.
Yeah, so they played as actors. So I, for example, I made a story, and
Mm-hmm.
all guys from this group helped me to film it and um, volunteered to be actors.
That's pretty
I
cool.
Yeah, that's cool, and it's and I haven't been at this filming process, but those like my colleagues that no, my colleagues that coordinates she
Mm-hmm.
coordinates this course, and she said me, so I didn't cry and laugh at the same time. I've never did it before. So there was so many tears,
Mm-hmm.
and so much love at the
Mm-hmm.
same moment,
Mm. Yeah.
because they went making these stories. They went through their trauma,
Mm-hmm.
but the process of filming, this friendship, this support, um, uh, it was provided with laughing, smiling, jokes, plenty of tries. So,
Oh
and
man.
that is incredible. That's how it works. So, it wasn't what for me is important about it. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't kind of, just therapy for therapy.
Yeah.
It was storytelling and then filmmaking, but it
Mm.
was therapy.
Mm-hmm.
This mixture.
Yeah. That's really cool. And it sounds like it's a really out of the box way to help people. So it's uh, really interesting because it's almost like they get to write their story, get to act it out, have other people help them film it, and then they get to watch it later. And so it's kind of something that acts as a marker to kind of act as like, oh, hey, I remember whenever I was this down and this bad, but I can look back and say, oh, yeah, but this came out of it, and that was pretty cool too, you know?
Yeah, you're right. You're right, because now talking about the trauma, they of course remember they have the scars.
Mm-hmm.
You like it, like mm, uh, it it can't be inspired just nowhere. Of course, you have this scar, but talking about this scar, you can also remember not only this tragic moment, dramatic moment of your life. You can remember the times when you was talking about it with the people you trust, people
Mm-hmm.
that you support, making story, making film, acting,
Mm-hmm.
being together, making jokes and laughing, and this gives resource. It's kind of new experience,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which you can get just uh, I think that it's like uh, mm, you get new experience to your trauma, to your scar. Like you have scar, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, all its sides you can make very um, mm, you can make picture around it, like scar, and then you can draw some flowers or
Mm-hmm.
clouds or write some words, and this scar doesn't look so scary,
Mm.
or dramatic, uh, it gets another picture.
Mm.
And for kids, for teenagers, it's complicated to talk about their feelings.
Mm.
Not only because they're very closed, but because they sometimes can't find words. They don't understand what's going on with them.
Mm.
Really don't understand. And when they get this support from professional writer to
Mm.
find words, and support from professional psychologists to name the feelings, to understand them, uh, and put into some another story, get leaves them in another experience, of course you like get this scar but with another picture. And that is
Mm.
important. Why we are talking about laughing and smiling? Because first, of course, psychology, laughing and smile, it's serious things. Don't um, you know don't devaluate emotions. It's
Mm.
trauma. We never do this, with all the respect to this traumatic experience. But we understand that um, uh, children need resource
Mm.
and need special instrument, uh, and it's always kind of creative work. You always should create something
Mm.
uh, to get uh, that trust, to help open, to find words, and so on and so forth. So that's why we are
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah. And
Okay, so I should check whether I've mentioned of also we have of course painters, of course. Yes, painters and those who fond with working with clay.
oh, yeah, like sculptures and stuff.
Yeah, yes, no, like it's related me, but yeah, and uh, not all kids are about talking. Some
Mm.
of them are about making.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so whenever they can't sit there and find words, even if they are getting all the help and stuff, they can sit there and say, well, this is what it feels like. This is what it looks like, kind of thing instead.
They give their metaphor with scenes that they have painted or
Mm-hmm.
made by hands, and
Mm-hmm.
it also helps. So uh, our approach is not to make them um, do things we want or we
Mm-hmm.
think are right.
Uh-huh.
Our approach is to find this way,
Mm.
is to, you know, find this, key
Mm-hmm.
to open
Oh.
that very door.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So you get to sit there and really come up with metaphorical scenarios to really help them find something. So it's kind of like creating their own fairy tale, their own story, in a sense, right?
Exactly, yeah. So it's always about creation. And
Mm-hmm.
also, I realized it just now while we were talking that it is the way to bring some, you know, um, uh, peace, life scenes into their lives. So
Mm.
uh, it like uh, it's impossible to talk only about war.
Mm-hmm.
So we can paint everything. You
Mm-hmm.
can you can come and paint birds. It's not necessarily we will talk about your war experience or something or trauma. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you want birds? Let it be birds. So show your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it was the storytelling, poetry. Of course, they make this. They have this ref, reflection. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but we also wanted to, build another side.
Mm.
another side of life,
Mm-hmm.
that is opposite to war life.
Yeah, yeah. So that way you can have that uh, direct comparison to say, well, whenever this happened over here, you have this over here to reflect on and say uh, not necessarily it's not that bad, but there's another part of life to focus on, right?
Exactly, yeah, yeah. This uh, to support vitality
Mm-hmm.
with easy things like friendship, communication, making
Mm-hmm.
jokes, smiling, laughing, creating new scenes, not concentrating only on trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So we are not working like just for uh, trauma itself or
Mm-hmm.
some experience itself. We work to you know uh, to get this feeling of wholeness to
Mm-hmm.
personality.
Yeah. Um, I think it. I don't know how weird you might think it, but I just had an analogy, metaphor, whatever you want to call it, kind of pop into my head. So it's kind of like this art therapy and the processes that y'all are doing and stuff for these children and teenagers and stuff. They're it's kind of like being in the forest, right? And whenever you're walking along, if you come across something that's been dead for a while, it's decomposing and it's returning back to nature, right? So essentially, the traumas could be the dead things, and y'all are coming along helping to bring everything back to nature to where it should be, even though not to where it should be, but help bring stuff back into balance of a sorts.
Exactly, yes. And this bringing stuff back
Mm-hmm.
into balance needs some efforts, needs
Mm-hmm.
resource. And this, some relaxation, being unserious, being fun, jokes, this brings resource
Mm-hmm.
because only efforts won't help
Mm.
because yeah you need some energy not some you really need a lot energy
Uh-huh.
and resource to go through your trauma
Yeah. Being.
because it's risky you're always scared
Mm-hmm.
to get into these feelings again.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that will keep those teenagers probably. This is completely conjecture, but if I had to guess, they have to grow up way faster than anyone else, and that's not easy. It's one of those things that I can't imagine what it's like. I can't imagine what they've gone through or anything like that, but I can only say that if it's anywhere close to how bad or hard it is, I would also not want to laugh ever again. But
Yeah,
it's one of those things that I have to say that they have like my utmost respect because it takes a lot to even say, "Hey, I want help. Hey, I want to laugh. I want to feel better. I want help."
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it gives some hope
Mhm.
when you can smile again, laugh again. It gives hope. No, and it just not only for kids really.
Mhm.
It can work for anyone, for adults. I think this culture of memes that we send each other, it's also kind of, it's our way, it's language to say, hey, you, I'm here, I'm here and I support you. I really care.
Mhm.
I really care about you. So, um, any like I can observe it. I don't know how it's going on in other world, but here in Ukraine, memes it's part of a culture,
Mhm.
especially now during this war time. Each dramatic, even fatalistic situation.
Mhm.
So first we're scared, we're
Hmm.
angry, we're lost, but then we can make some memes. And okay, let's
Yeah.
send
Uh,
each send to each other support. Yes, it's my way to, so I support you. I remember we are in the same boat, but we will get it. We'll get through it. We'll survive.
yeah. Memes are one of those things that whenever they first started coming around and I saw them online and stuff, it was like, I was like, oh yeah, that's super funny and kind of relatable or whatnot. And I never really knew what memes were, but then I figured out that memes have actually been going around for as long as human civilization. And so you're right. You're entirely right that sending someone a meme is sitting there and saying, "Hey, I'm thinking about you. Hey, I'm supporting you," and stuff like that. And it's great because it does have that level of culture behind it. It has that level of socioeconomic impact where everyone kind of knows about it, or you have your little circle that knows about it, um, and no one else really does, But um, memes are also a little under attack in the US. It's kind of weird. Like here in Texas, they're passing a bill to where, like, if you make something with a political figure or something like that, if you don't say that it's fake or something, then you can get in trouble. Like they're doing some weird stuff. So memes are under attack, kind of ish. It's getting there here in the U.S. because you know I can't. I'm afraid to even say that Donald Trump is messing everything up for us. So I just hope that everything stays okay. I don't. At this point, I need some art therapy. I need some humor therapy.
Exactly. But I forgot to say thank you.
Oh, uh,
Oh my God.
thank.
Thank you. No,
Uh,
because here in Ukraine, we just have this scene when we start talking with someone, we say, "Sorry, I forgot to say thank you."
oh, oh, oh.
So
Oh no, no! I was like, "Why are you saying thank you? Don't say thank you to me. No, why? Why?" I get it now. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh god.
yes, but
Oh no.
we can just laugh at and understand that okay, it's going on. So I'm really grateful. Really, I'm very sincere in that scene because
Mhm.
having me now in your studio today and giving me this place to talk about our work in Ukraine,
Mhm.
and it also support, and we really feel it from people in America, and so it's great, and thank you, really thank you. We're really grateful for this. I'm really sincere, but now like it's fun what memes do with our life. So when he says thank you, you also makes joke of it. So when they thank it to Americans, it's kind of joke. Two sides.
Yeah. Uh, it's it is kind of funny how that is going to be going down in history as like, are they joking with me or are they being serious
Yeah,
now?
that's what I mean. It's so can I trust? Is it
Yeah.
sincere? Now I should explain my thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is, that's really interesting. I like how y'all are turning that on that head. So uh, because whenever that happened, I was like, did it say what? Like, I'm sorry. Like on behalf of everyone else, he should not have done that. Like that was oh, but y'all are sitting here and y'all are going like, okay, okay, y'all just gave us some ammo. Okay.
Yeah, we did mem of it, and like in the morning, the next day after this meeting, there were memes kind of.
Hmm.
Okay, It was very emotional meeting, but first, people said that I had this 5 steps of grieving. Then I woke up in the morning, uh, had cup of coffee, and went to job. So life continues. So life continues. People just okay. So it's life. So two people met, and of course there were plenty of memes, but. I,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be kind of more no, bit neutral, so I won't talk about these memes, but there were a lot.
Yeah.
But it helps.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes uh, sometimes even with adults, especially with teenagers, it's the only way to communicate. So,
Mm.
for example, they come to cabinet or to group and they say, I feel like in that meme. And they
Ah.
send me it in Telegram and we can communicate about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I try to integrate it into life. Like we did it just now with this thank you thing.
Yeah.
There were two thanks, one of kind of joke, another like kind of real one.
Yeah. And
Yes.
I think that it's great that y'all are doing memes to help communicate because I know whenever I was in middle school, high school, that is the majority of communication that was going on in my friend groups, and I mean, it's still kind of what goes on in the group chats now with the guys from high school. Like, I'll be sitting there and a random meme will pop up and I'll be like, oh, hey, 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 and it's just like interesting that it's something that we used so heavily that we still use it today. But I think that it really does open up the door to inner exploration of oneself because like you said, being able to go like I feel like that meme, it gave me a place to say I can at least relate to that. So where can I go from there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that took a lot of bad roads for me. So I didn't figure out a lot of stuff until I was in therapy myself. But so it's super awesome that you're doing this with young people.
Yeah, kids can draw. You can give them pencil and they're happy to draw, to play with the games. I use Lego with kids.
Hmm.
They make this story uh, uh, actively. They involved teenagers. They don't. And
Mm.
I think when we talk with parents, uh, parents usually want teenagers to talk adult language because they're
Uh.
adult. They're not.
Mm.
And if you it's important to understand that if you want to uh, make this closeness with your child, teenager child, uh, it's it's mainly your responsibility. You
Mm.
should do some efforts.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even sometimes you should talk their language. If it's mem language, okay, let it be mem language. If your
Mm.
child sends you some memes, maybe you can ask like what it means. Like
Mm-hmm.
get involved into this process. Be open
Mm-hmm.
for this language. Of course, no, because they speak this language, they understand it, and they communicate with this language. I am happy when teenagers come and send this memes. For me, it's at least some way to make this conversation work, to happen, not work. We're not talking about just happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then word by word, we put into like real conversation with some sentences, some clear words, some understanding, so on and so forth. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, the most complicated thing is not to work with feelings when um, child, adult, teenager has already opened it.
Mm-hmm.
The most complicated thing is to find the key.
Mm.
to
Mm-hmm.
help trust, to help find good form.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can definitely see that because if that foundation is not good and set, if that trust isn't there, then that key may as well just be not really the right key to the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
so it it definitely means that you really do sit there and help them kind of rediscover themselves. It sounds like rediscover, rebuild,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of come out of a cocoon of a sorts, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Sometime and for this you need a lot of resource,
Mm-hmm.
really a lot of resource. I remember, these first days of full-scale invasion.
Mm-hmm.
For me, war wasn't new thing. So for me, it started in 2014 because I'm from Donetsk region
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, originally, but a full-scale invasion was huge, more huge.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't even compare it. And I remember these first weeks, and I myself thought that having this experience of escaping from home, moving, losing everything, like being bombed, I thought that after this second experience, I'll never laugh, I'll never smile.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my son, like my husband, my
Mm-hmm.
brother, my nephews, they didn't play. Like they little kids, they didn't play. They just
Mm-hmm.
were really silent, really quiet, and it
Mm-hmm.
was really scary. So we escaped from Kiev, some western region, far from this, no, like not very far, but
Mm-hmm.
further. And I remember this feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to eat. Uh, I didn't want to sleep. It was kind of real shock.
Mm-hmm.
And uh,
Yeah, that's
I remember this very complicated time. Now, like when we talk about it, we can cry and we can laugh because I remember this first time when we had fight with my sister-in-law, who is going to cook. Uh,
mm-hmm.
we, we were so shocked that we wanted to do something,
Mm-hmm.
just to do something, not to be
Yeah.
concentrated. And we had this fight cook, and after some argument, we started laughing. Laughing and then crying. So we had this resource. First we laughed and then we started crying. It was first time when we had some emotions.
Mm.
That's what I mean. That's very important. And of course, I'm talking about some dramatic, tragic events. But
Mm-hmm.
even if it's some, you know, misunderstanding between parents and kids at home,
Mm-hmm.
uh, some like you don't need war to feel unhappy, really, to feel
Mm-hmm.
frustrated. You don't always need. You can just have bully at school, and it also can frustrate, and you can feel lonely and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have someone to laugh with and to cry with, when it's supported at home, when jokes kind of culture, laughing, smiling, it's like family culture, family tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you feel more safe and um, supported. And it's home therapy, it's domestic therapy. You don't need anything special, don't need special visit psychotherapist for this.
Mm-hmm.
Just to smile, to make someone smile.
uh, First, I gotta just say, uh, let me say first to the first. I just want to say that I'm so glad that you've survived and been able to endure everything because I know that that can't have been easy. And I'm just honored that you've made it to do everything that you've done and then able to be on the show. So it's just super awesome. And I also love how you're highlighting having that little bit of an argument and then it just turns into laughter. And it's kind of like it was just sitting there waiting to come out the whole time, you know?
Yeah.
But emotions do a lot of weird things, especially in the face of big events. And
Mm-hmm.
so I can't imagine the initial impact that anyone has over there because it's just such a huge, literally change of life, right? And you're helping recreate, not necessarily recreate, but just, I don't know. It's so special what you're doing that I can't even really come up with a good analogy for it.
I think that some good forms of everything we do it great now. Um, it, it some terminology and something uh, we'll get later because it's time to create to do
Uh-huh.
things and make it sound more scientific or like give it some terms a good form. So yes, still it's something that hasn't got its real form,
Mhm.
stable one. But
Mhm.
I think that that's why all this creative thing is happening because it's not stable yet. When
Mhm.
it's stable, uh, no place for creation, so you should create something new. Yeah, but and it's not only me really, it's a big team of
Mhm.
psychologists and poets and artists that work in our foundation, Voices of Children, and doing their job and create. I think that uh, any of our specialists can give their experience. It's only part of it,
Mhm.
and I'm honored to talk about this part. But picture is bigger. Uh, it has got more details. I can talk only about some part of it, and I'm proud to be uh, to be with these people, to be with this team, and create with them. So it's for me, it's also very important, and to do my job,
Mhm.
and maybe change. Let it be 1 to 10 lives, 10 futures, 10 families. So it's mm, for me, it's important. Like
Yeah.
it's not only about job; it's about being human being. I think.
Yeah. And I think that that's what makes it so special because you're not just uh like you said, it's not a job, you're just being a human and
Yeah.
you're doing damn good at it too. So, uh and remind the audience and myself, Voices of Children, where can people go and donate if they are able?
Yes, of course, we really will be grateful. And now I'm not joking. Yes, really grateful for support because all these projects they only exist because for of the nation.
Mhm.
And now, by the way, now we're really making big campaign to get donates for our Camp Plus program this season because we didn't do it during winter time, only for
Mm.
summer. So and this season starts as usual in the end of May. And now, if everything we do really close to someone's hearts and people want to support us in our work, so we really will be grateful for donating. Our website is opened and you can come and see what we do, all the reports, all plans, and there is special place to donate.
Awesome. And it's voicesofchildren.org, correct?
What?
The website.
Yes,
Uh,
OrQA versus OrQA. Yes, it's
okay,
foundation website. Yeah.
sweet. We'll make sure to post that with the episode description and everything, so that everyone can click on that and go on over there. And I don't think, no, I don't think I've told you this yet. This episode will be going on the DC Fairfax TV area. So, yeah, we're going to make sure that we get voices of children and Camp Plus out there to everyone. So we make sure that everyone kind of knows what's going on over there.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah,
Of
it's
course.
really important.
Yeah.
Uh, well, you can laugh, smile, and have hope when you support it.
Mm-hmm.
When you feel that you're not alone. You like in the forest. You
Yeah.
know, I like forest, but it's
Mm.
better to have someone to go through it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And whenever you find yourself uh, kind of having an off day, how do you get yourself kind of up and chipper again?
Uh, so was I didn't
Uh,
understand.
so whenever you're having an off day, how do you get back on your feet?
Aha, my resource, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, your resource.
Yes, I'm fond of laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Fond of laughing. So I have good friends, and we meet.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I need kind of relaxation and some no, just quiet scene.
Mm-hmm.
And on my balcony, I've got very small balcony, and I've got small garden. Now it's
Mm-hmm.
summertime, and I have flowers, so I take care about my flowers, listen to some music, Billie Holiday, Frank Sinatra, so like to relax. Of course, I do yoga
Mm-hmm.
every morning
Mm,
without, yes, I never miss every
that's
morning.
awesome.
Yeah, and I hug with people I love.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I watch good films,
Mm-hmm.
really good films. I have my catalog, and I cook.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Uh, sounds like a nice list of things that you can do whenever you need a little bit of a pick me up, right?
yeah, yeah. Uh, like I do some ordinary, very lively scenes,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps to recover. So
Yeah.
nothing special. You don't need, to jump from Everest or just, go to Machu Picchu, you know, to feel recovered. No, you just can hug your cat,
Mm-hmm.
watch some film, good
Mm-hmm.
film, go around the lake, or ride the bike, everything you like, everything that makes you feel happy, feel that you breathe with your lungs,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and everything that is special to you, personally to you, like baking bread, like for me. Why
You know,
not?
I've never actually baked. I've never actually baked bread before, so maybe I should do that.
Yeah, I can explain you from different sides, like brain, what is going on in your brain with when you do this stuff, your front part is working and this neocortex is relaxing. So, and your I can't find the word in English, to explain, but when you work with your fingers,
Uh huh.
it's good relaxation,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and also bread can breathe, and the smell and this coziness that,
Huh.
uh, comes into your place and you feel safe, like at home. Yeah,
Huh. Yeah. Yeah. That.
I can
Yeah.
sell it to you, you
Yeah.
know?
You're making me want to bake some bread right now. That's just.
Some easy stuff, easy.
Huh.
You was right when you told about getting back to your roots,
Mm.
to these trees.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that is deep inside in our reptile, in our, this very, our ancient experience,
Mm.
to
Yeah.
your roots.
Yeah. And I think laughter is a great way to get back there because it kind of just blows all the walls down for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, laughter is, this, remember this, yeah? Harry Potter scene
Mm.
with this wardrobe, yeah? So when they transformed all their scares into something they could laugh at.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Uh,
it's nothing new. I'm not opening the world, you know?
you're just helping everyone kind of get a new idea on it, different perspective, and just let people know that it is there, it's able to be done, and it's not as scary and as hard as some people might think it is, right?
Yeah, it's easy, it's simple, it's always available, and it's for free.
Yeah. um, Oksana, I have to ask you, do you think you'd want to be on the show again in the future?
Why not? I love it, we
Yeah.
really enjoy our conversation and for me it's kind of exchange of thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
exchange of, and I also take plenty like of your thoughts, your vision for myself, different cultures, and why not? I'm
Yeah.
happy to do it again, but
Awesome.
we should think about the topic.
Yeah, we should definitely have one a little bit in store next time.
Yeah, yeah, maybe we should think about it. What can it be, and maybe uh, like
Ooh,
we have finished with rituals, family rituals. Maybe we can talk
yeah.
about relations between kids and parents.
Yeah, that would
What do you
be
think about it?
that would be a really interesting one because there's not a lot of guests that I've had that really speak about the uh, relationship between younger and the adult. A lot of it has been the focus on self. And so I think it would be extremely beneficial to get some insight into the parental aspect of helping children with mental health or vice versa. No, well, no, the
Exactly.
kids don't help the adults with mental health. I don't
Uh,
think that's.
yeah, but
I
they,
mean,
they really
yeah.
help. They don't do any efforts for this, but they help.
Mm,
Sometimes uh, we just uh, kids can uh, kids can change our mind, change our mood, change
mm,
our mind with something that it wasn't their aim really, but they can
mm.
do it. Of course. And we
But
can talk about this mental health, not only mental health, but this relationship.
mm, yeah,
And it's because
because oh,
mhm.
sorry.
Okay, sorry, now we
Go ahead.
we
After you. After you.
complimenting each other. No, we complimenting each other. Um, I think we can talk about it because this theory I can agree with it. Like um, um, uh, each person should can rely on five bodies:
Mm,
personal body,
mm,
then body of family, then body of society, then body of country, and body of world.
mm,
And now, why it's important to talk about relationship between like parents and children and brothers sisters, like family thing, because
mm,
uh, world is very unstable. You can't really rely on it. Country, so things change.
Mm-hmm.
No, not always possible. Society, people are frustrated, nervous, and what can we have? We can have ourselves and
Mm-hmm.
our family, and maybe our friends. This, in in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's important because it's one of stands. After myself, it's my stand, my family, my stand.
Mm. Yeah.
So
Mm.
it's important to talk about this relationship, like very important part of balancing and human stability.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Well, I think that that would be a great topic for next episode, and I think that we should definitely make that happen. So,
Exactly.
of course. And with that being said, we have reached the end of this episode. So do you have any shout outs for anyone or anything? Shout outs.
What do you mean, shoutouts?
Oh, shout out. So, like, well, that would be like the Camp Plus website or the Voices of Children
Uh,
website.
I will send it. Like I will email. I
Yep.
will send it in email.
Okay.
Uh, our link on our website. Yeah, we have website with all the activities we do. We have it in English, so it's possible to read about it in English. So I'll
Hmm.
send it to you in email.
Okay. And I'll make sure to get that in the episode description. So there we go.
There we have it.
And so with that being said, Oksana, it has been an absolute honor and a pleasure having you on the show again today. And everyone out there, I hope you all got some good stuff out of it because I know I did. And I'm looking forward to our next conversation about the relations in families. And I mean, that's going to be an interesting episode because I've got some relations in my families. So,
I think everyone does,
yeah.
and and that's great.
Hmm.
That's great. That's we're lucky.
Yeah.
Even if we don't like this relation, we're lucky to have them.
Yep. Yep. That's very true.
Yeah. Okay, great, super. It was really great to see you, and I really enjoyed our conversation. And we were smiling a lot and laughing a lot, like it was in our topic, but it felt it.
Yeah.
Felt like this. So, looking forward, yeah, for
Yeah.
our next meeting.
Alrighty. Well, Oksana, thank you very much for being on the show today. And whenever we see you, I'll make sure to have um, some good memes for you. Some really good memes. So I'll send them in the meantime, but I'll try to have a special one right before the next episode.
Okay, great, super.
All right. Well, everyone out there, thanks for listening to Retrieving Sanity on WDJY 99.1 FM. And as always, much love and be kind to each other. It's not that hard. So just laugh a little. And as always, see you next time. Schlan.
Bye.
And stop. All right.